Easter season is now upon us. The kids will be high on sugar and the Easter Bunny will arrive one way or another. I'm going to show you a couple of things that help you get through this Easter. I've got some on-the-go stuff to take with you to your mama's house, to your friend's house, to church. Keep your kids busy, occupied, satisfied, and full, because I got you some snacks that we bring along with us. And I think that it is going to help you have a stress-free Easter. I'm also going to show you how I did my tablescape, and I'm going to give you my secret formula to making your Easter tablescape look 10 out of 10. Now, this works for Easter. It works for Christmas. It works for Thanksgiving. So you can use this formula throughout the entire year, and you will know how to style your table and make your guests think that you spent hours doing it. So without further ado, let's get into the video. If you're new here, actually, I'm new here. My name's Rachel, and I want to be your new mom BFF. I'm sweating. I had to get off my GLP-1s, so I'm a little fluffy right now, so just excuse that. I'm going to get back on track on my GLP-1s. No mean comments. I'll do a whole video about it probably later on, closer to May, once I catch back up on my weight loss. And let you know how I'm doing. I did lose 60 pounds the first time, so just FYI on that. Let's get started. So the first couple of things that I'm going to be showing you are things for my son. This first thing is this busy book that we got off of Amazon. So it's got several things that the kids can do. You've got this little barn with little animals, shoestrings, this thing that they can rip off, things that they can count, little sensory things like this little fuzzy cow, little door that they can open and close, and then they can name these little animals and rip those off as well. So this is super helpful whenever you have a toddler that wants to just run around and get into everything. Just set them on your lap is what we do when we're out and about. And that way the toddler can be next to you and they can also hopefully stay a little bit busy with their busy book. Next thing that I'm going to show to you is a little lovey. Everybody has these, but they are comforting to small children. My son is 18 months old, and this really does help him in the car. Just makes him feel a little bit more comfortable. Plus, it makes a little bit of noise. There's little things that he can pull on. So I just recommend bringing one toy like this that's plushy that they can have. Now, these little sensory tubes are going to go in my son's Easter basket, and he's going to love them. He is in his water bottle crinkly thing era, and I think he's going to absolutely love these. I can't say enough how much Walmart delivered this year with all of the on-go things. Affordable prices, way cheaper than Amazon, and lots of cool things for them to take on the go. So let's go through this. Oh, I just realized that my ears were not in the last shot, so I do apologize. I tried to make them kind of cutesy with some personality. So we're doing Easter on a budget this year. I am not paying $12 or $14 for one of these little sensory boards that you can put the little silicone strings and put them through the grooves. This is $5. My daughter is 7 years old, and I feel like this will keep her occupied. Thing number two are these little suction cup people. I'm sure you've seen these on Amazon. Again, they're over $10. This is $3.50. Plus, they come in this cute little egg. That way you can just pack them all up in here and take them on the go with you, and they have their own little carrying case so they won't get lost and go all over your car or wherever you're at. So my next thing I'm going to show you is these little stretchy strings that they also have at Walmart. Again, over $15 I've seen on Amazon, and these were $3.50. I'll show you this little writing tablet. It's one of those that you can write on and then you press the button and it disappears. Again, I have seen these go for much more expensive. This is $5 at Walmart. And I did buy one of these for my daughter a couple years ago, and it was super expensive. I know you keep saying that things are super expensive, but they really aren't. They're so expensive. This $5 at Walmart, it lights up. They can do the little poppy thing. They have different games, different designs that they can pop through. Now we're going to go through the snack situation. First thing I'm going to do is go over the snacks for my son. We usually fill this thing up with Cheerios or those little puffs that you can get, the Gerber puffs, and that keeps him busy. It keeps it contained, except for the fact that my son likes to dump this over and shake them all out, which is fine when we're at home because we have a built-in Hoover. Our little Chiweenie will go around and eat all of these. You're out and about, that's not so much fun, and people judge you for it. So if you have a kid like that, probably not the best option, but I do keep this in the car because I can just pick it up or vacuum it later. Not a big deal, but just fair warning on this one. These are our favorite sippy cups for my son. He will not drink out of any other sippy cups. These are the leak-proof ones. You do have to make sure that this part is pressed down in order for it to be leak-proof, but they truly are leak-proof. He will throw it on the floor and kick it around. Lord knows why, but it is leak-proof and it works very well. So we do take this with us on the go. More little snacks for him. I do give him these little teething biscuits. He still likes these a lot. I know they like him, taste like nothing, but he loves them. So we're bringing these along. They're not as messy as the Gerber ones. If you buy the Gerber ones, they like stick to every part of their body and all of their clothing, and they become disgusting. So recommend these over the Gerber ones. And then of course we always bring a fruit pouch. This is one of the Gerber like yogurt pouches. He really likes these. I did try to get those little squeezy things to put on the top of it to make it more on the go friendly. And my son's like, no, I'm not doing that. So we're working on it. I will let y'all know how that goes. If we are able to get him to use a little squeezy thing, I think that would make life a little bit easier on everybody. But for now, go to snack. The next round of snacks is for my daughter. I always obviously bring her a little drink. We do like some treat snacks and then some sort of chips or crackers or something like that. I usually do goldfish or I'll do these, something that she can have and will satisfy her whenever we're out and about until we get to our next meal, whenever that is. Y'all, this one's going to be kind of controversial. And I understand that it's controversial. And if you are not that parent, bless your soul. However, I am that parent. So don't judge me on this one. All right, we bring library candy. Now, obviously not for the 18-month-old because he doesn't need any extra sugar in his life, but for my daughter, library all the way. All right, if you're out and about and you need just a little bit of piece, not bringing the whole bag, obviously, just a few pieces, saves everybody involved. Trust me. All I have for on-the-go items as of right now. So the next thing we're going to go into, and yeah, I have my handy dandy notebook for this one, so it's serious if I have my handy dandy notebook. Okay, so before we start this next part, I thought I would go ahead and show you around Hobby Lobby a little bit. They had a bunch of cute stuff, cute little duckies, and this cute little rabbit, and they had lots of different arrangements. This is what I got in my cart. For this next one, I'm going to tell you about how to make your Easter table look really pretty. My grandmother was excellent at this. She was able to make pretty much any table look gorgeous. My mother the same way. So they taught me a few tips and tricks, and I thought that I would pass that knowledge on to you. And so hopefully that you can take something from this video and use it in your decorating style. It doesn't have to be just like this, but I feel like that these tricks and tips have helped me throughout my styling, and I hope that they help you as well. So the very first thing you're going to do, I am going to pop up on the screen a actual blueprint of how to do this. It's going to be color coded and everything. First thing you're going to sit down is going to be your table runner. This way you have your base. It can either be a table runner or it can be a tablecloth, or it can even just be a sheer fabric to go across your table. It doesn't really matter. Whatever it is that you can afford and whatever you choose, I'm sure it will be beautiful. The next thing you're going to put down is two larger arrangements on either side. I always try to make sure that these aren't too high. We do want a little bit of height off the table, but we don't want so much that your guests can't converse with each other and talk with each other across the table, because I feel like that if you're trying to peek around an arrangement, it can be very distracting. So I try to make them low enough that you can still see the person across from you. I did use two glass stands. You can use them from Dollar Tree. I've seen people make them candlesticks and plates, and that works just as great. I bought these at Hobby Lobby for $5 on sale, and I know that's a little bit more pricey, but I didn't feel like going all the way across town to another store, so I went ahead and purchased them there. I set both of those at the end of the table, and then I get my little wreath. It looks just like this. I forgot that I brought this one in here. So this kind of gives you a little bit of example. You got your height, so this gives it just a little bit of height, and then you take your wreath, or you can use garland and cut it in half and just make it a circle around this. So you got your base, your wreath that goes on top, and then of course this isn't a real candle. I usually use these types of candles, especially if you have kids, because that way they don't knock them over. But these actually do look really real. I feel like it looks really pretty. So this is going to go, I usually buy two of them, one for each part of the table. If you have a really big table, you can do three. So one obviously on either side and one in the middle. The next thing that I do is I go ahead and put down my trinkets. I'll put this bunny down by each one of our arrangements. In the middle, I got a lamb that I put right in the center, and that's going to be my centerpiece for the rest of it. After I get him put in place, then I use my two smaller arrangements. So these are ones that I made. I did get all of the stuff from Hobby Lobby. It was on sale, so I got the two little vases you see there under $3, and then I got the foam that I hot glue. That way they get varying height, so that gives it a little bit of interest. I did mix some blue and some white in there together, and then I didn't realize you could see the foam inside the little vase, so I had to go steal some grass that was for my son's Easter basket and sprinkle it in there, and it looks just fine, and you can't see the foam at all. So I fixed that problem. So set those right there, and then in between there, I'm going to weave in a garland. So this can be one of those tiny tinsel garlands. It can be flowers, and it can be even fabric. This time I decided to go with fabric to give it a little bit of a boho vibe. So I did this fabric around each spot. I have everything laid out, and I think that it turned out really beautiful. I did spend under $75 for all of these things. Some of the things were on sale, some of the things were not, but you don't even have to spend that kind of money. You can go to Dollar Tree, has a bunch of stuff. Walmart has a bunch of stuff. Hobby Lobby always has sales. So don't feel like you need to spend a ton of money to make your Easter table look pretty. It's going to look gorgeous no matter what you do. At the very end, some eggs that I had from a previous Hobby Lobby trip a couple years ago. And I put those in as well, and they do light up, and it made it look really cute. I think adding lights to anything always makes it look super special. So in summary, 2 higher elements, 2 to 3 trinkets, 1 runner, garland, lights or candles, or both, like I said, which is what I used on mine. It doesn't have to be completely perfect. People are just excited that you're excited about decorating. And my daughter thought this was the prettiest thing she'd ever seen. And she's my biggest critic when it comes to that kind of stuff. So she liked it. Hopefully you guys will too. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to spend time with me. And I will have a part 2 of this video where I'm going to go through all the things that I got my kids for Easter. So stay tuned for that. And then I also have mom content coming, I have cleaning content coming, I have recipe, all of the things. So I would love to be your new mom BFF. So if you wouldn't mind, hit that subscribe button before you leave. Thank you so much.